His face is perfect. Well, almost perfect. Hey, today on our show we'll be talking about the beast statue from Diamond Select. Let's go right ahead and look at the box. It's part of their Gallery Diorama line, and as all the statues in this line have a window box, basically, do they? Yeah, most of them have a window box. Let's look at the dimensions of the box. So the box measures 35 centimeters high, which is around 13.75 inches in inches, and around 19 centimeters deep, 7.5 inches, and 22 centimeters wide, which is around 8.75 inches. So as you can see, that's the box. Let's pick that. I think this statue might be my favorite amongst all the statues in that specific line, in their cheap PVC statue line. Let's look at the dimensions right ahead. So it's exactly 30.5 centimeters tall, which is 12 inches exactly, and it's basically because it's a circular statue. When you look at it up front, its depth is a bit more harder to gauge, so it's around 14 centimeters or 5.5 inches deep all around. If you look at the height of the beast himself, these statues are usually around 1/7 or 1/8 scale, and it does have it's actually a little heavier than we're used to on this exact line. Anyway, I love the pose on this thing. That's exactly the reason why this is my favorite statue on this line, because I love dynamic statues. I mean, of course, I love every type of statue, and museum poses are also great for certain conditions, but dynamism in a statue basically describes for me what a statue needs to represent, which is a capture in time, in a fantasy, which is brought into third dimension and put in front of us. So it perfectly captures the dynamism of the character, effortlessly jumping between the missiles with a grin on his face. So the paint job on this statue, because Beast has a fur on him, is a little higher in quality than what you come to expect from this line. And if you look at the facial details, usually you can see paint smears around the fine edges on this type of statues, but this one is actually very meticulously done. His face is perfect, well, almost perfect. There are a little smudging around the eyelids, but if this was any other PVC statue from this line, we wouldn't even be talking about the eyelids. And the texture, the fur texture, is also done really well. There are still a few irregularities with paint, especially on the fingernails, but even with those, this is still a much superior statue than any other one on this line. Looking at the character accuracy, he is exactly like the Beast you know from the comics. Maybe he's a little slimmer than the depictions we're used to, but that just maybe because he's flexing because of the pose, and it's not in any way connected to a certain storyline. It's just that X-Men is just exercising on the danger room. It's one of those days, and they captured this perfect moment. If we look at the bottom of the base, we can see where his hand inserts into the base, and there's a huge peg here. If you are worried about the durability, don't be. It's perfectly well balanced, and it's really not that easy to, I mean, even if I hold it like this for the entirety of the review, I don't think it would anything would happen to it. Actually, if you want to hang it from the ceiling and pose it like this, I think that would also work because it looks amazing. Straight up. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe. I'm new at this, so sorry for the lot of ahs and ums, and see you next time.